News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with a house explosion from this afternoon rocking a South London neighborhood. Emergency responders say one person was taken to hospital in critical condition as investigators work out what sparked the blast in the first place. Daryl Newcomb reports.
London firefighters searching through the debris after a vacant house at 131 Baseline Road West exploded just after 1 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Neighbor Ryan Mason watched the blast from across the street.
Split second, it just up in the air, and by the time I came down, there's still rubble falling. Right after it happened, a guy crawled out of the rubble, and he came out from like out of the corner and went to the parking lot. But he seemed, shaken up, obviously. He went through a house explosion.
The fire department confirms one person was transported to hospital in critical condition, but are unsure if the individual was inside or outside the house when it exploded.
We have a significant debris field here around this area, and it's been cordoned off. There's the only exposed building that has been significantly damaged is the garage that's located behind the home.
Just standing in my kitchen, and I just heard an explosion. I actually thought it might have been an earthquake, and my entire house shook.
Because of the force of the blast, firefighters actually extended their search for potential casualties into the surrounding field. The vacant house and adjacent lot had prompted numerous complaints from neighbors, and a sign on the property indicates it was the subject of a planning application to permit an apartment building.
Don't know if it may have been abandoned recently, but there has been a lot of homeless camping out nearby.
This is a vacant building that is inspected on a monthly basis by fire crews, and the cause of this fire is currently under investigation. We will be contacting the Ontario Fire Marshal.
The fire department confirmed that Enbridge attended the scene to turn off the gas line following the explosion. Currently, the investigation into the cause of the fire is in the hands of the fire department as well as the Ontario Fire Marshal. But London police are not ruling out a criminal investigation.
We are going to work with Chief Bridge and his people to determine whose investigation it is. At this point, it's so new that I couldn't answer that, whether it's going to be ours or theirs.
Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
Public pushback has been swift in Strathroy-Caradoc at the possibility of a data center. No such project has actually been proposed, but as Jerry Dewan reports, a recent zoning decision could allow for one, something many residents say they do not want.
A zoning amendment application for this property in Strathroy-Caradoc could open the door just a crack for a possible data center, but residents are moving quick to slam that door shut. Nicole Miller launched a petition late Tuesday afternoon opposing the change.
The response has been overwhelming. It has been shared almost 1,000 times. We have, since I last checked, 1,000 signatures, and it only started yesterday at about 4 p.m.
Miller says there are too many unknowns to allow the application to go ahead.
We do not have enough information. And again, we're not saying we're opposed to AI. We just need more information before we allow something like this in our community.
A public participation meeting will take place on Tuesday evening at Strathroy-Caradoc City Hall, but concerned citizens aren't waiting for that meeting.
My phone is blowing up from this.
Mayor Colin Grantham says he will hear all sides at Tuesday's meeting, but he's already making his position clear.
I'm against the data center. We're not unique. You see every municipality, I think across Canada, is being asked to put in a data center. There seems to be a movement.
Grantham points out the data center is just one of over half a dozen use options that are identified in this zoning application. Grantham says, like other zoning applications, the danger is in setting a precedent.
We see this with housing, right? I mean, if you open the door to, a 15-story apartment building here in town, that doesn't stop someone else from asking for a 15-story. So even though this one could be small, could be, not problematic, you don't want to open the door.
Grantham says concerns about the impacts on electricity costs or water use that have dogged U.S. data center projects wouldn't necessarily apply here. And like Miller, he's not ruling out data centers entirely, but is looking for the provincial and federal governments to give clearer direction on where or how data centers should be constructed.
We really do need, some guidelines put in place.
No decisions will be made at Tuesday's meeting, but Grantham is still expecting a large turnout. The plan is to rotate small groups of people into and out of council chambers so everyone's voice can be heard. In Strathroy-Caradoc, Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
WestJet officials say they are prepared to start winding down operations ahead of a potential flight attendant strike. Union members could hit the picket line as soon as Sunday. Kathy Lee has more on the likelihood of travel disruption.
As the possibility of a strike looms, so does the uncertainty for thousands of WestJet passengers, including Lily Ahonen, who has an important trip on August 4th.
My daughter has an appointment for a student visa at an embassy in Vancouver. We have to go.
Not willing to take the chance, she took WestJet's offer to cancel and rebooked with a different airline at her own expense.
It's not really a cancellation where we get a refund in cash. I've paid double now.
As passengers scramble to figure out their travel plans, WestJet and the union representing about 4,400 flight attendants have agreed to a wind-down plan should a strike begin as early as Sunday. The agreement outlines how planes would be grounded and how cabin crew would be returned home in the event of a work stoppage.
The goal is to try and get as many of both our cabin crew members, but also as many of our guests back as possible prior to a strike deadline.
Flight attendants voted 99% in favor of a strike mandate earlier this month, as the two sides remain at odds over wages, unpaid work, and working conditions, similar to why Air Canada flight attendants went on strike last year for 3 days. In a statement to CTV News, WestJet says we are optimistic we can arrive at an agreement. If a strike happens, about 75,000 passengers per day could be impacted. This air passenger rights advocate says if people can, wait for WestJet to cancel a flight before making other plans.
If they fail to provide alternate transportation as prescribed by the law, then I would just buy myself a ticket on a different airline and make WestJet pay for it.
For Ahonen, waiting isn't an option. And while the situation has been stressful, she supports the flight attendants.
I 100% believe they do deserve to have fair pay for their work.
Unless a deal is reached, some flights could start to be grounded by Friday. Kathy Lee, CTV News, Calgary.
London police have released a photo of a man they say has been accused of sexual assault, stating there may be more victims. According to police, 29-year-old Mandela Asuth assaulted or sexually assaulted 3 women near Southdale Road and Millbank Drive on June 8th. They say in each instance, the women had children with them. Investigators are asking anyone with useful information to contact them. Fire crews from Bruce and Huron County say they've been fighting a fire at a dairy farm for hours. They say it started this morning around 8:30 near Teeswater. Crews say there are 2 buildings involved holding hay and straw, and they had to bring in reinforcements from as far away as Walkerton for extra water. No injuries have been reported, and authorities said they did expect it would likely take all night to fully extinguish. A summer internship at Western University is giving young people a chance to work alongside scientists while exploring potential careers. As Rita Ismail reports, it's a chance to get hands-on experience that's not always easy to come by.
For these high school students, summer break is being spent inside the lab.
It's been going really well. I've been learning a lot, and I've been getting familiarized with campus, and I feel like it'll be really helpful for when I actually come to Western.
Through the Enrich program at Children's Health Research Institute, students are getting first-hand experience in child health research, working alongside scientists and mentors while exploring careers in medicine and biotechnology.
One of the most valuable commodities for junior scientists or scientists in training is having choices. And choices are predicated on opportunities. And it was identified to us that there's a lot of curious, capable students in the Thames Valley School Board who just don't have those opportunities. Opportunities for skill development, opportunities for professional development, and opportunities for career mentorship. And that's why this program is so valuable.
The internship is designed to remove barriers for students who may not otherwise have access to research opportunities, offering mentorship, professional development, and hands-on training.
Exposure to a real research facility. It built my confidence and gave me a clear direction on where I wanted to go, and it definitely influenced my decision to go into biotechnology.
To be mentoring someone, to get that experience of teaching and guiding someone along the way, but what's more rewarding for me is watching the student grow and learn, and just watching them be really interested and excited about the work.
Organizers hope giving students early exposure to research will inspire the next generation of scientists whose discoveries could one day improve the lives of children and families across Canada. Rita Ismail, CTV News.
A local construction company has announced a donation for the Ronald McDonald House, which has been impacted by ongoing roadwork on Wellington.
If you can inspire people to get excited about construction, especially like along Wellington Road, like we're going to be fully supportive of that all day long.
Officials with JR Construction say they'll commit at least $150,000 for Ronald McDonald House. They also say 2 of their employees have co-authored a children's book with proceeds supporting the charity. They say the book is about the large machines and construction activity happening along London's southern gateway, right in front of Children's Hospital.
My family was impacted, obviously, by the Ronald McDonald House quite a bit when my sister was very sick. And in years after, my mom and dad were able to volunteer and give back to an organization that gave so much to my family. And then I'm just really grateful that years later I can contribute. So
they're going to learn about our partnership with Ronald McDonald House and what it is an excavator does or a dump truck.
A Goderich golfer living with cerebral palsy has hit 3 holes in 1. He's only 20 years old, and his talents have earned him a spot at the All Abilities Canadian Championships. With more, here's Scott Miller.
Dixon Shoemaker started playing golf at a very young age.
I was 4 years old.
Shoemaker, who is now 20, is a really good golfer. Add in the fact that he has cerebral palsy and is hearing impaired, and his incredibly consistent play is even more impressive. So impressive, his boss at Goderich's Sunset Golf Course suggested he apply to the Canadian All Abilities Golf Championship happening next week in Ottawa. It's a Golf Canada event for golfers with physical, sensory, or intellectual limitations.
He's been here for 6 years. He's our hardest working guy here. He's always smiling, and he's a phenomenal golfer too, right?
How good is Shoemaker? He's made 3 holes in 1. The first one at the tender age of 6.
Oh yeah, very excited because this is my first time going there to compete in the tournament. So
Lorendo says Dixon is an inspiration. He's not the longest hitter of the golf ball, but his cerebral palsy and hearing impairment have little to no effect on his ability to hit a golf ball true and straight 9 out of 10 times.
And it's a big thank you to his father too, right? Because his father has been the one that's been taking him out there all the time, 4 times a week, sometimes probably even more, right?
Shoemaker says he wants to win the tournament to thank his many supporters at Sunset who helped to raise money for his trip and stay in Ottawa.
Hopefully win something to win back.
The Canadian All Abilities Golf Championship is from August 4th to 7th in Ottawa. In Goderich, Scott Miller, CTV News.
The Grand Theatre is launching a new comedy series starting this fall. 3 different shows will take the stage throughout the upcoming season. For more on the first of those acts, here's Nick Paparella.
If you want to feel more relaxed than you've ever felt before in your entire life.
Hip-Prov is hailed as a comedy show like no other. It stars Colin Mockery from Whose Line Is It Anyway?, hypnotist Asad Mekki, and audience members.
It's an unholy alliance between hypnosis and improv, 2 misunderstood art forms through the ages. So Asad Mekki, a renowned hypnotist, asked for 20 volunteers. People rush the stage. He hypnotizes them, gets them down to the best 4 or 5, and then they and I form an instant improv troupe and do an improv show.
Who wouldn't want to get up on stage with the great Colin Mockery from Whose Line Is It Anyway? I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Both Colin and Asad say audience members are the real stars of the show.
Every night is a wild and weird and wacky night. We don't use plants. We've never met any of these volunteers before. What you see is what you get.
A lot of times, the things that come out of their mouths are things that I go, 1,000 improvisers, trained improvisers, would never have come up with that particular thing.
Hip-Prov hits the Grand for one night on November 8th. Tickets for that show and the complete comedy series are on sale now.
I think it's amazing to see what you can do when you get out of your own way. These people become amazing improvisers because they're not stopping themselves from doing what they can do.
Loudly and clearly into the microphone, the incorrect sound effect for whatever he suggests.
I fell down on the ground. Nick Paparella, CTV News.
Still ahead, a brutal bug season. Mosquito swarms on the prairies so bad, stores are limiting bug spray sales. That story later on CTV News. Stock markets across Canada and the U.S. fell today as oil prices rose. In Toronto, the TSX lost 416 points. In New York, the Dow plunged more than 1,100. The Nasdaq dropped 434. The Canadian dollar gained a tenth of a cent today. On commodity markets, gold lost $1.60 an ounce. Oil added $5.20 a barrel amid the latest violence in the Middle East. American military officials say they, along with Saudi forces, fired on Iranian-backed militias in Iraq today. Iraqi officials are condemning the strikes, calling them a violation of their sovereignty, with at least 20 militia fighters killed. The strikes were retaliatory for drone attacks on Saudi oil targets, the first major U.S. military action in the Middle East since Friday. Meanwhile, Iranian leaders say they fired missiles at U.S. bases in Jordan. Jordanian officials say they intercepted 5 of them. The U.S. president is insisting his country would be better off without a North American trade agreement, prompting one Canadian premier to raise the idea of using energy as leverage. With more on how those potential bargaining chips might play, here's Abigail Beeman.
New Brunswick supplies nearly half of Maine's electricity. The premier says she may use her province's power in negotiations if it would stave off new tariffs.
Have to be very strategic about how we use the leverage that we have. But I think one of my colleagues around the table used the quote, you need to walk softly and carry a big stick.
Ontario tried that last year and backed down within 24 hours.
We had a problem with Ontario and they dropped that.
The idea raised too by federal Conservatives at an emergency meeting to discuss another thorny topic, the Gordie Howe Bridge.
Canada has leverage. We have energy. We have critical minerals. We have steel, aluminum, autos, manufacturing. American factories depend on Canadian supply chains. American workers depend on this relationship too. So let's use it.
The Prime Minister said Canada has lots of options and the focus is working towards a deal.
So when you're supplier of a key commodity, key service, you got to think really hard about not supplying. I don't see the value of doing. I mean, I can understand conceptually, but I don't see the value of it.
Mark Carney also asked what Canada is getting in return for concessions, including the Gordie Howe Bridge. And in this court filing, news the government is going to drop the base contribution requirement for American streaming services to pay for Canadian content. The government will pay up instead. Carney said it's about affordability.
Most Canadians have 1 or 2 or so of these streamers, and it's real money. This stuff adds up, and there's a better way to do it. We took the judgment there was a better way to do it.
This is nothing short of changing political direction based on the broader context of the trade war.
On the question of concessions, the Prime Minister focused on the fact the Gordie Howe Bridge is now open. He said Canada is in a strong position and working on a more stable relationship with the United States, but he didn't directly answer the question. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Clear conditions overnight and a beautiful start to your Thursday. Thanks, Betty Ann, for this photo of Tig. What a cutie. Expect sunshine as you head out the door. Temperature comfortable. By 8 o'clock, we're at 16 degrees, and the winds picking up out of the north. Stay with us. Your local forecast details are next.
Welcome back on the desk with Julie now, and after a pretty beautiful day here in London and the region, really, we're also getting kind of a balance because we get those cooler evenings, which we haven't had all summer for sure. Yes. A nice little stretch here where we're getting the balance in the evenings.
Yeah, we can open up the windows and let that fresh air in. A couple nights of cooler overnight lows. Temperature tonight's going to drop down to about 12 degrees. So we haven't been that cool in a while. Today was a gorgeous afternoon with full sunshine. We hit 26 degrees, a normal daytime high for this time of year, 27. High pressure firmly in control over the Great Lakes, clear skies, and the winds have eased off, but we continue under this light northerly flow. We have a big area of low pressure that's cruising up the eastern seaboard. You can see the rain associated with it and that periphery of that cloud shield that is continuing to impact areas of eastern Ontario. High pressure will continue to drift eastward tomorrow. We will remain under a light northerly flow, and with that wind coming off Lake Huron, expect some rough marine conditions. Not great boating weather until we hit Friday. Things start to to improve, and we're back into a mix of sun and cloud. It's also been cool this week in those lakeshore communities. So Grand Bend, Port Elgin, Sauble, you've been dealing with that cool northerly wind. So if you're right near the lake, it's definitely a lot cooler than areas in through the interior counties. High pressure, I mentioned. Clear skies, light winds. Tomorrow is going to be a spectacular day. We do have some intense heat that's continuing across the southern prairies, and we've had some thunderstorms embedded through the day and into the evening. Quiet for us, tranquil weather, nothing moving in. They call it a big bubble, no trouble. That means we're under this huge bubble of high pressure, and that results in lots of subsidence and sinking air. Temperatures 11 to 12 degrees overnight, a bit milder along the shoreline of Erie at 16 degrees. Not a whole lot to show you on the forecast model tonight. The showers will start to wind down in eastern Ontario. Southern Quebec's been dealing with the heavy rainfall. That will slowly start to move out as well. Now, this is our 48-hour model. So we have introduced a slight probability of showers on Friday. We're still expecting a nice mix of sun and cloud, but you can see a little bit of pop-up action here. So Friday, as we head into a Friday afternoon, Friday night, we could see a pop-up shower. Temperatures will still be cool along the lakeshore tomorrow, but in London at 27 degrees, Mount Forest 26, and our friends in Sarnia at 25 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Your forecast, sunshine, beautiful day on the way, and the winds still a bit breezy at times through the afternoon out of the north. Friday, a mix of sun and cloud. There's your 30% chance of showers. We're going to leave the rain off, not widespread, but things get a little bit dicey for Saturday. A 40% chance of rain. This is a cold front that will move through the area on Sunday. How quickly this weather system moves out will be the question, so we'll be watching that. So yes, both days we do have a 40% chance of rain. Monday, sunshine for the civic holiday, beautiful day at 26, and we are going to turn up the heat Tuesday and Wednesday. Daytime highs climbing between 29 and 30, and it will start to feel like the mid to upper 30s. It's going to get hot next week, mark my words. All right, Midwestern Ontario, sunshine and 24, 27 with a mix of sun and cloud Friday, chance for showers both Saturday and Sunday. Holiday Monday will be the best day over the long weekend where conditions will be nice and calm, and we have lots of sunshine on the way. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Carlyle, back to you.
Thanks, Julie. Wildfire officials in British Columbia say the situation is intensifying near the community of Clinton. Fires have forced broad evacuation efforts, and there are now concerns over severe storms in the forecast with a yellow thunderstorm alert in effect. Much of that province is also still dealing with smoke-related air quality issues. Here in Ontario, the latest provincial update states 11 new wildland fires were confirmed in the northwestern region yesterday. That brought the total number to 122, with 35 located in the northeast, and no new fires confirmed there yesterday. Saskatchewan is in the middle of one of that province's worst mosquito seasons. It's so bad, stores are now limiting how much bug spray people can buy, rationing the supply. With more, here's Allison Bamford.
In between the rows of vegetables, these gardeners are feeling the bite.
Every time I come here, they're here. They can't escape.
The mosquitoes are the worst Rita Little has ever seen in her 15 years of gardening at this Saskatoon plot.
You have to carry on whether they're here or not. But the spray does help.
And these days, bug spray is in high demand. Stores like Zach's Home Hardware can barely keep it on the shelves. They had to place a limit on how many mosquito products customers can buy at one time.
The demand is insane. We got our home hardware shipment on Thursday, and all of it was sold out by Sunday.
It's a problem across the city. This pharmacy hasn't sold out of bug spray yet, but they are bulking up supply to meet demand.
There are a lot of back orders with suppliers. Luckily, when we've placed orders, we've gotten the product and managed to keep some supply on the shelves.
Last week, Saskatoon's mosquito count was 3.5 times the 10-year average and 14 times higher than this time last year, driven by increased rainfall and hot temperatures.
If it dries out, then those numbers will reduce.
Edmonton is seeing a similar surge, and in Brandon, Manitoba, the city approved overnight fogging to help cut down its mosquito population.
So they're annoying and they're unpleasant, but the probability that you're going to be bit by something that's going to make you sick is not substantially higher than normal.
Mosquitoes are typically more active in the morning and evening. Experts recommend wearing loose-fitting, light-colored clothing to avoid getting bit. But the best thing people can do is eliminate any standing water that could be used as breeding grounds. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Finally tonight, a southwestern Ontario dragon boat team comprised entirely of breast cancer survivors preparing for an overseas adventure. They have the chance to compete alongside thousands of other survivors, but as Spencer Turcott reports, they'll need some financial support to help them get there.
Every stroke tells a story of survival. The Dragon Flyers Dragon Boat team with the Waterloo Paddling Club is made up entirely of breast cancer survivors.
I was diagnosed 6 years ago.
The cancer had spread to 2 out of 6 lymph nodes that had been taken.
My retirement plan quickly became a plan of survival.
Each woman has her own unique experience, but a common desire to help each other through their recovery journeys.
Excellent. If I hadn't found this group to support me, I don't know where I'd be.
I was just blown away and so inspired by seeing women that were 20 years older than me surviving. So I knew that I could survive as well.
The group of powerful women push each other on days they may not believe in themselves. And now they're putting that determination to the ultimate test.
We committed a couple years ago to take a full boat to France.
They'll head to the French Alps for the International Breast Cancer Paddlers Commission Festival at the end of August to race against more than 4,500 breast cancer survivors from 25 countries. But getting there isn't cheap.
It's around $100,000 to get just the core group of 24 to 25 paddlers plus our coach there.
So they've created an online fundraiser to help cover the cost of this rare opportunity, one that has given them something to work toward during some of their darkest moments.
When you're in the boat, no one's poking you, no one's prodding you, no one's scanning you. You don't have time to think about what you've been through or what you have going on next.
It's just unimaginable that at a point where I didn't even know if I was going to survive, now I'm going to be, and all the women along with me are going to be international athletes.
Athletes who have helped one another on their cancer journey, proving that sometimes the strongest way forward is being in the same boat.
That's it, reach it out.
Spencer Turcott, CTV News, Waterloo.
And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.